What's up guys, this is Caleb with Black Pearl Media. Thank you so much for stopping by, and in this video I'm going to go over the top questions I've gotten about my rear mount turbocharged 350Z. Let's get into it. So if you guys are new to the channel, about a year ago I decided to turbocharge my car and I went with the rear mount turbocharging system. If you want to look at that journey, there's a ton of videos on it. I'll link the playlist below. But I just wanted to go through some of the top questions I've gotten over the last year. Whenever I post a picture or post a video, I get a lot of the same questions. So I just figured I'll address them right now. So with the first question being why I chose to go the rear mount route. And there is a lot of good reasons for that. I did make a pros and cons video, which I will also link below. But I will also just kind of give you an overview, is that the 350Z's engine bay is very, very tight, and to buy a pre-made kit is super expensive and it doesn't fit well. You usually have to delete the AC and get rid of some creature comforts that I didn't want to lose. Also, I wanted it to be very accessible with maintenance and things of that nature. So to have it in the rear makes it super quick and easy to change things out, and you're not fighting space. Everything's all V-banded together pretty much, so it's very, very easy to disconnect things or change things or maintain things. So I had that in mind as well. Also, heat was a factor as well. You dissipate the heat in the back, so it's not heating up the engine bay, and you don't have to control those temperatures as much. It's just in the back doing its own thing. You would get natural cooling as it's going underneath the car, and I just found that to be beneficial. So it saves space and it's more practical for my applications. Question number 2, which I get quite a bit, is the cost of the system. Is it really expensive?
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
When you're boosting these cars, it's gonna be expensive no matter what you do. But I think the rear mount was a little bit less expensive than most options, and it's a completely custom system. Now you can get kits for these cars that are, if you're buying brand new, $10,000, $12,000, like the Greddy twin turbo kit is really expensive, and I didn't want to go for that. I also wanted to learn as I went along. So my kit is about $6,000 to $7,000 at the end of the day, which I don't think is very bad comparatively when you factor in that it is a custom-made system that includes labor, that includes the tuning and everything. So there was a lot of R&D, a lot of stuff that we didn't know when we went into this project, which was challenging but also fun. And I get to say that it's unique to me. And you guys can build it cheaper than I did, and I made a price breakdown video, so I'll link that as well. It's all going to be below, so check these videos out as well. So the cost factor of it is really good, really affordable comparatively. Now if you're watching this video and you don't have a Fairlady platform and you have something else, you're going to have to compare what the materials and everything you're going to need for the system to a pre-built kit. So there might be a kit that's more affordable for your application, but if not, and you want to put something together, rear mount can be pieced together pretty inexpensively. Another question I get, question number 3, is do you need an intercooler? So there's a lot of piping going from the back of the car to the front of the car, and you get a lot of natural cooling from the air that passes underneath your car. So a lot of places where I looked for this question, I didn't get a definitive answer because there's not really a definitive answer. What I would tell you from my experience is that you can get away with running no intercooler, but I absolutely would recommend it just to be on the safe side. My buddies over at Limo Tuning, they agree with that. If you're really just trying to throw this together and you're just gonna send it, I mean, it can be done, but I would encourage other forms of cooling like meth injection or something like that, just to be safe, because nobody wants to spend all this money just to have an unsafe build that's gonna blow your engine up. Like, just do it the right way, and there's ways that you can do that. But intercooler, I went with an intercooler. You should go with an intercooler, but you don't have to. But make your own decision and do some more research. But I went with an intercooler. Another big question number 4 is gonna be, am I afraid of it getting wet? This is a really valid question, you guys. And I thought the turbo was gonna hang a lot lower when we were designing it and stuff. And there is quite a bit of clearance, even though I'm lowered. And it's a valid question because, you know, here in New England, you get snow, you get rain, you get a whole bunch of elements, and you want to make sure that what you're running isn't gonna, you know, suck up water and hydrolock your engine or anything like that. I have no fear with it. I run a water sock over the intake, so I'm not too worried about the little bit of misting, the spray that you get on it. I don't think it's gonna cause any damage. But obviously use common sense. If it's absolutely downpouring and you don't have to go out, don't go out. And if you're driving around, be cautious of, you know, large puddles and things like that, which you should be doing anyways. So just use your common sense. I'm not afraid of water. I don't think there's anything on that. I will be making a more in-depth video where I show me actually like driving around in the rain, just to show you guys like I actually do drive it in the rain and I haven't had any issues. And I don't know anybody else who has had any issues with hydrolocking or anything like that. So you should be good to go with any fears of water or getting anything in there. And I will link a water sock down below. They're like on Amazon, they're like 15 bucks and gives you a lot of peace of mind. And the last, but certainly not least, probably the biggest question I get is about turbo lag. And they want to know how bad is the turbo lag. I wanted to know that when I was doing research, and what I will say is there is definitely lag. You will have lag, but it's not as bad as you would think. What kind of turbocharger you select, what size you select, what technology that turbocharger has, and also the diameter of the piping that you're going to use. All of these things are factors in the responsiveness of the turbo, the amount of power it's putting out, and you know the avenues of the airflow getting to your engine. I started with a Precision 6262 turbocharger, which was smaller than my current Borg Warner setup, and it would spool about 3,200 RPM and it would just go to the moon. And with my current setup, it's a larger setup, so it's probably around 3,800 RPM where it starts to build boost and you take off. Now, I'm okay with this, and here's why I'm okay with this. I drive the Z as much as I possibly can around town, so anything under 3,000 RPMs, I'm just driving it like I regularly would, not putting any extra load on the engine at all times. But when I need my boost, I mean, I can just downshift, I'm already in that RPM range, and it just comes right on. So I'm okay with that. So that meets my goals perfectly fine. So you guys will have to kind of figure out if that's worth it to you, or if you want something that's closer, and if it's worth those pros and cons of, you know, getting rid of your AC, giving up that space, or, you know, buying a prefabbed part or something. But you know, for me, it's worth it. So these are all things that are practical questions that you need to ask yourself before you take this journey. But you can look at the other videos I've made. I'll be cranking out some more videos here to help answer more of your questions. So if you have any additional questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comment section below, and I'll try and answer those for you. If not in the comment section, which I try to always respond to my comments, but if not in there, I'll make a follow-up video to this and I'll answer even more questions for you. But I really appreciate your time and watching this video, and I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, as we are a growing channel, and there will be a lot more content coming out. So I appreciate your time, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.